Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to make your very own disposable face mask for a few pence and in a few minutes. It's not very difficult at all. The secret is in the pleats. You need those pleats to make a bulky shape to go round your face. Of course, we all have bulgy faces, and that's what they're for. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that using nothing more complicated than kitchen towel, string, and sticky tape. In this case, I'm using masking tape. In terms of equipment, you'll need a board of some kind. I've put markings on mine because I make quite a few of these, and I've also put a series of measurements down the left-hand side here. You'll see that they have arrows as well, and I'll explain the arrows in a moment, but basically it just shows you where we want to put the pleats in our piece of kitchen towel. Secondly, you'll need some kind of ruler and a ballpoint pen. I find a ballpoint pen particularly useful because when you draw the lines for the folds, it not only marks them, it actually scores the paper, and that's handy. Secondly, you will need a knife of some kind. This is a Stanley knife. Other knives are of course available. That's used for cutting our paper tape. And last but not least, very complicated, a pair of scissors. This is used for trimming our string. And that's really all you're going to need. So let's see how we do it. First, we place our piece of kitchen towel against our marker so we can see exactly where we're going to cut things, or to score things. And this is where the left and right arrows come in. All the right facing arrows you draw on one side of the towel. All the left facing arrows, quite simply, you draw on the other. So let's just do that. That's one. 2, 3. We then turn the towel over and do the same on the other side, but for the other arrows. Just place it in the frame. There we are. It doesn't have to be absolutely exact, but the more exact it is, the neater it turns out. One, two, and 3. Okay, pretty simple. We then make folds in our towel along the lines that we've drawn, and as I say, they're ready scored by the biro, so they're actually quite easy to do. So we might do all the folds on one side, two and 3. And there we are. And we turn the towel over and do the same on this side as well. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. And there we are. And then once we concertina that up. By the way, you can make these masks with 1, 2 or even 3 sheets of paper according to the thickness and protection that you want. We end up with a piece of kitchen towel still, but nicely concertinaed. At this stage, we reach for our paper tape. We put a piece down there. Trim it with the knife. A piece down the other end. Also trim it with a knife, turn it over, and suddenly we have our pleated face mask ready to go. All we need to do now is to add some strings to that. Again, we place a strip of paper tape across the top of the mask. Trim it to size. Piece across the bottom. There we go. I'll just trim the other end for neatness sake. There we are. Turn it over and then take our strings. Okay. One small hint, these strings will be longer than you ever thought possible. From trial and error, and there have been quite a few errors, they need to be about 900mm long for a fairly large head like mine. Yours may differ. So just place the string on there, fold it over, do the same for the other end. I'm putting them approximately the middle. It's not absolutely essential that they are in the middle. Fold that over. And in a lot less time than it took to say it, there's our finished mask. The mask itself is completely disposable and recyclable. There'll be no problem with putting this on a compost heap or in the bin or whatever. It won't harm anybody. But from here on, you can really go completely mad. For example, you can add or use fancy tape if that's what you want. I have thousands of these. My daughter keeps giving them to me. Instead of string, you could use elastic or even elastic bands and put those along the sides so that those loop over your ears rather than tie around the back of your head. You can personalize them. I'm not an artist, so I'm going to restrict it to writing my name on it. But just think of all the possibilities you might have with colours and shapes and things that exploit the the folds, the pleats, to make things happen. You don't have to use string. You could use fabric tapes of various kinds. I've got a couple here. There are as many of these around as there are grains of sand in the ocean. Or, my particular favourite, you can use present wrapping ribbon. This is a nice silver one left over from Christmas. My wife hoards these and I make them into masks. It's a perfect combination. Just go mad. Do what you want and you'll have a supply of masks for as long as you've got kitchen towel, as long as you've got paper tape of some kind, and as long as you've got ties of some kind. It's really incredibly simple. I look forward to seeing your more creative efforts on Instagram. Thank you very much.